Welcome to Buenos Aires, which is my city. I have lived here my whole life. And I'm very pleased to show my city to students. I've been working at Fundación Ortega Gasset as Academic Director of International Programs since 2004.
I knew I wanted to go to South America, and I felt like it would be a good fit to immerse in a culture that's a lot different from the U.S.
I am very interested in social work. Understanding Spanish and being able to communicate that will be very effective.
I decided that when else do you get the chance to live in another foreign country somewhere that, for 3 months where you get ingrained in a different culture and get a different perspective.
Buenos Aires is the capital city, so that is something that makes it exciting. There's a lot of European influence, but at the same time it has like a Latin American feeling too, so it's an interesting mixture. There's sports, music, venues, music concerts, culture, museums, and nightlife. So there are many things to see. I think that it's a very lively and dynamic city.
It's a huge city. Like, I still haven't seen everything yet, and I have only 2 months to see the rest of it, even though it's huge and I probably won't even get to it.
For me, coming from a small town and a small school, it's huge compared to what I'm used to, so that's the biggest thing I've adapted to, just the size of the city.
I'm from Chicago originally, but it's definitely larger than that.
People here are so apt to help you and talk to you, and they're so much more friendlier, and when you go up to somebody, they do the kiss thing, which is something Americans would never do.
I love how everybody is very laid back here. You'll always just see people in the park just drinking mate, relaxing. It's a lot different than in the United States where everybody's rushing around to the next thing.
They do have two options, which are either apartments, which are kind of apartment hotel.
I enjoy this housing. I think living in a homestay would be great too, but I enjoy this because we've had to learn to adapt a lot. We've had to learn where to take our laundry, how to grocery shop. We don't have the help of having a homestay with parents to guide us on what to do this, where to go for a SIM card or etc. We have to figure out all that out on our own, which is an adventure in itself.
If they are at these apartments, they can share up to 4 people in one apartment, or else homestays.
I'm in a homestay with another student named Shayna, and I'm from Minnesota and she's from Nebraska, so we met in the airport, but now we're in the same homestay together, and I just have a host mom who's a little bit older. Her name's Inez, and she has 3 sons and a daughter that are in their 30s and 40s. And I love it so far because she's our Argentine mom and feeds us dinner every night and provides us with what we need and always talks to us about our day. And I think it's just super nice because it's another way that we can learn about the culture and the norms.
She's an entertainer. She's always telling us stories, and there's never a dull moment. There's no silence. So no matter what, we are always getting the opportunity to listen to the language, which is so nice.
I really enjoyed trying the different kinds of food that I would never be able to try in the United States, like asado, alfajores, milanesa.
You get the best elements of a family here. You feel kind of wanted, and there's people around you that care about you and ask about your day. They recognize that we're young adults and we want to experience Buenos Aires and everything it has to offer. So they give us a lot of freedom, but at the same time we can still enjoy family dinners.
Yeah, we can cook whatever we want as well, which is very nice. Marcelo lets us do that, which is very nice and great. As long as you clean.
So the classes, I think the biggest difference is that they're much smaller here than at the University of Minnesota. I think my smallest class here has 5 people in it.
You have a lot better relationship with your professor, and they can kind of tailor it more towards what you and the rest of your classmates are kind of wanting.
So my classes here I think will be very beneficial to me in the future and my career. I'm learning a lot about the economies of South America and how they're affected on a global scale.
We're learning about the current local language that you would hear in the streets or with friends or something. And so that's been really interesting because everything I've learned in that class is new. I can use it.
Being here is nothing like learning it in a classroom. Here I'm just way more immersed. I'm forced to use the language. Whereas at the U of M, it's just for that 1 or 2 hours of class and then you're done.
They do a really good job making the coursework manageable so that you can travel and experience like the city of Buenos Aires on the weekends.
There are a lot of language levels, so you can study Spanish from square one. I mean, if you don't know any Spanish, you can still come here. If you're an intermediate or advanced student, there are many options. And besides that, there are many classes that I think fit a number of majors or minors.
I have Spanish in my past, but out of practice maybe a year or so. So really rusty coming into it, so I wish I would have practiced a little bit.
My speaking was not my strength when I arrived. Probably reading was, and now I'm like comprehending a lot more that I hear like from my host mom or like in the street or at a restaurant. But when we first arrived, I'd have to say, "Oh, no entiendo," like repite por favor, and like have them really slow down for me.
I think that I've learned more in my 1 month here than my entire 6 to 8 years in the States. Having to speak every day in the language and learning to navigate where you're going just really like beats it into your brain.
You have to order your food in Spanish. You need to do your laundry in Spanish. My host mom speaks a little bit of English, but she obviously speaks mostly in Spanish so that we can practice. So we speak Spanish at the dinner table every night.
In my future, I would like to do nonprofit work. And I'd like to be at locations like on the ground somewhere instead of doing it from the U.S. So being here has given me a good perspective on kind of like the way life is and the way like society kind of runs itself here, rather than just trying to read about it or watch a video about it and try and learn that way.
My experience here has led me to be more outgoing and asking of strangers and people I've never met for tips and just like striking up a conversation.
Being able to see like different parts of the world while getting those same credits that you would in the U.S. Is like a really great opportunity of studying abroad.
It's very much of a transformation into more independence and trust in yourself as well as the people that you're studying with.
Studying abroad is a great experience to learn more about yourself and cultures that you are not very aware of.
You'll make friends, like that's your only choice. Everyone's here together, everyone's open, and I don't think anyone would regret it.
It's fun to be able to try a completely different thing every single day, meet new people from all over the world. It's just a really rewarding experience.